Hey everybody, and welcome back to another session of Super Mario Galaxy 100% first time run through. Uh, an immediate thing that I'm just going to go ahead and say right off the bat is that if you are noticing a severe change in mic quality, that's because for the previous few sessions I have been doing recordings off of my headset, which is a Corsair headset. Don't ask me about the specifics because I could not even begin to try and explain it to you. But for this particular session, I am recording using the other mic that I have and have not been really trying to use this entire time. This mic is a Blue Yeti mic. Again, don't ask me specifics because I couldn't even begin to try and tell you. But, whoop, didn't mean to do that. No, Mario, turn back around. There we go. Alright, the reason that I have been holding off from trying to use my Blue Yeti mic is because my current desk setup is a bit of an awkward one, I would say. In the sense of, obviously I don't have a camera here to be able to show you, but I don't really have a stand that I can dedicate just to my mic, so I'm having to position myself in this sort of awkward way that makes it so that I am having to, well, basically I'm having to position myself in such a way that I am not in the most comfortable of positions for myself, but it's not necessarily going to hurt me or anything like that. But if I can sacrifice a little bit of comfortability to try and get some better mic quality, then I'm just going to have to get used to it, I suppose, as long as I'm just not doing it for too long term that it's gonna make me really hurt. But yeah, if there is any significant notice in mic quality change, I just wanted to go ahead and get that known and out of the way right now. But in the meantime, though, we can go ahead and just get right back into more Mario Galaxy. We are, for the Mario portion, basically in our last fourth, almost. We only have 35 stars left, I believe it said. And I don't think we have anything left in the terrace, the fountain, the kitchen, and the garden. Or not the garden. I keep on wanting to say the garden. I don't know why. The bedroom, I meant to say. I don't think we have any more in the bedroom left. So now we can go ahead and just take care of the remaining galaxies that are in the engine room, which I started a while ago but never bothered to finish because that was when I was still trying to go ahead and get the... that's when I was still trying to go ahead and get the 60 stars right off the bat so I could just go ahead and get to Bowser right away. But now that we have done that already, we can just go ahead and focus on the... I am really about to die here. This is pitiful. I don't know why I'm doing this badly. Normally this fight is actually really easy. This battle against Bonefin, which by the way, I love the design for. Bonefin is really cool looking. But yeah, this fight, I should not be struggling this hard. Like, it's not hard at all. I'm just, I guess because I'm just trying to adjust myself to this position that it feels a little more awkward, I guess. I don't know. I'm sincerely hoping that this doesn't end up impacting my gameplay in any major way. But if it does end up doing it, and I just end up being way too uncomfortable, then I'm gonna have to do one of two things. Either I'm just gonna have to deal with the fact that audio quality is not gonna be up to snuff like how I would want it to be, or I'm just going to have to try and chill out for a mic that allows me to adjust the placement of the mic itself. Because this particular stand I'm using, as much as I would really like to just focus on the game right now and not be trying to talk about behind-the-scenes tech, this particular stand, or this mic, I should say, is attached to a stand rather than attached to a maneuverable sort of handle or pole, whatever you call it. I don't know the technical term. I'm not a tech god when it comes to audio recordings. I just know that Blue Yeti mic sound good, while headphone mic not sound good. So I'm just pretty much working with what I got right now. And if things end up having to change, then we'll see just how that goes later on, when money is a little more agreeable with me. Because I've had this mic for a long time now, and I just haven't been putting the best of use to it. There's the star. But yeah, I think that's enough in regards to technical talk about my mic. In the meantime, though, I can talk about something else, though, and that is the fact that just a few days ago, let's see, what day was it? It was Friday, right? I believe it was Friday, where we just had a new Nintendo Direct happen, and they showed off a lot of stuff, a lot of really good stuff, and it's just a lot to look forward to in general. Let's see, let's do Sea Slide Galaxy next. But, a lot of stuff to look forward to. Right off the bat, I already love the fact that they started off the whole Direct with Pikmin 4. They had dropped earlier in the previous year that Pikmin 4 was a project that they were developing, but they never showed any footage. They just said that they were working on it. And then, just like this, to just immediately out of nowhere just be shown so much. It was really awesome to see. Now, myself, I unfortunately have not played the first two Pikmin games. I do have a Wii, so I could probably get my hands on a copy of Pikmin 1, and I think Pikmin 2 is on the Wii as well. I would just have to check on that, and it would probably just be a matter of trying to figure out the prices. But, I have played Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, and I loved that game to death. It was so fun, and the graphics were, for a Wii U game, which granted, Wii U games are 720p, they're still HD, but compared to other console games around that time, Pikmin 3 was a hell of an accomplishment in terms of what they were able to visibly make and just achieve the looks of with these environments, and I was in awe of it. And to see that Pikmin 4 is now in development after so many years of not hearing anything about Pikmin. No, I'm not going to count Hey Pikmin or the what was it? There was some sort of a Pikmin mobile game, I think. Like for your phone, not for like DS or 3DS, because I think 3DS was Hey Pikmin, if I recall. But yeah, to see Pikmin 4 was a hell of a way to start the Direct, and I love what they already showed off. The fact that we have new characters right off the bat, and it appears that I'm not really going to try and take any guesses on who the people are, but I'm more going to try and take guesses on what they're going to be trying to have us do in the game. Because it looks like, just from the footage that we've seen so far, that we might be we might be a part of like some sort of a rescue squad or something, where we are trying to rescue people who are trapped on the island. Or, why did I say island? It's because I'm in this galaxy right now. But it looks like we're going to be maybe saving people that got stranded on Earth, and we're going to be just using the Pikmin as well as our new utilities to try and save the people, which that's really cool. That is honestly really cool. And when it comes to the Pikmin themselves, it looks like we have some interesting variety this time. I don't know if they're holding off on showing everything still, but we already... Oh, wow, Cosmic Comic already? Okay, then. But, they've already shown us Ice Pikmin first off. Ice Pikmin is a really interesting idea compared to, like, a previous Pikmin that they've had. Pikmin 3 already had some really creative ideas for Rock Pikmin as well as Winged Pikmin. I especially love Winged Pikmin. They were... even though they were the weaker of the bunch, I love just how much you were able to accomplish using them. And they ended up just becoming my favorite Pikmin overall. Both design-wise and in terms of what you could do, because they're so cute. They're just adorable. But then there were the Rock Pikmin, of course, which allowed you to shatter crystals, but also made it so that you were able to achieve some very interesting scenarios against certain fights. making it so that you could go down, Mario. What are you doing? Mario, go down. Down. There you go. For some... I don't know if it's because of the surface of the water or something, but for some reason, Mario, when it's about entering the water itself, I'm holding down, which is the way to make him aim himself down. But then when it comes to, like, the surface of the water itself, he's wanting to go up when I'm holding in that direction. I don't know what's going on with that. I know that I could just ground pound to dive under the water, but, like, if I'm holding down in the water, or technically I'm holding up to go down, because it's inverted controls underwater. But if I'm holding the direction that's supposed to be having me move down when I'm underwater, but I'm not going under the water, that's already a big problem. But whatever, that's semantics. But yeah. In regards to the ice Pikmin, back on that topic, the ice Pikmin, love the design already, first off. They look like a fusion of purple Pikmin and rock Pikmin in terms of their design, like visual design, not in terms of like what they're gonna do. They made me think of like if you took a purple Pikmin and you just applied the sharp edges of a rock Pikmin and then changed the color to blue. That's what I immediately thought of when I saw it. And yeah, just overall, I really like the design for those. But then there's the functions for the ice Pikmin, which seem to be very interesting. It seems that you can forcefully feed an ice Pikmin, I think. It looks like that's what it is. You're having to forcefully feed an ice Pikmin. But you can feed an ice Pikmin to an enemy, and it will freeze them, and you can just wail on them afterwards, which is pretty cool. Though I do know that a lot of people probably would not like the idea of you have to sacrifice a Pikmin in order to do that. Because that is one of the immediate details that I don't know if enough people noticed. I would imagine a lot of people did, though, where you have to actively feed a Pikmin to the enemy to get him to freeze. But if you're okay with that, then it can really make for some interesting battle scenarios, I'm sure. Specifically regarding enemies that can eat Pikmin. Because later on in that same direct, we saw like there was a new version of Beady Longlegs, it looked like. It was a giant disco ball looking thing, which was pretty cool looking, honestly. But when it came to that one, obviously, you wouldn't be able to do anything with it. But maybe there's some sort of alternate use that you can use the ice Pikmin for. Maybe if you, like, throw enough of an ice Pikmin at an enemy, it'll start to, maybe not freeze them, but slow them down. Kind of like to make a comparison, I suppose, since I'm playing this game on the side right now, aside from these streams. I'm playing God of War right now, Dad of Boy, specifically that version, as I like to call it. But in that, the Leviathan Axe, when you get frost elements, when you start building up frost elements on enemies, you can make it so that you slow down their movements, and that might be something that the ice Pikmin are able to do. So that'd be really cool. But then there's the I don't remember the name of it. It's not really a Pikmin. It looks more like, a lot of people are making the comparison in a way. It looks like if Poochie from Yoshi's Island was turned into a Pikmin character. So that's definitely an intriguing way of going about describing it anyways. But it's basically a dog. It looks like a dog, but it has like a little Pikmin bud on its tail or something like that. And it looks like it's gonna do some different things in terms of like travel as well as certain obstacles, I suppose. But one of the things that's really awesome about it, like just immediately caught my attention, was the fact that you are able to ride on it in the water, and all the Pikmin that are with you will ride on the dog with you. And that is I love that. I love that. Because aside from the winged Pikmin that were able to get around water with no problem for the most part, A lot of Pikmin had the, well, basically all Pikmin except for water Pikmin had the issue of they can't go in water. But it looks like with this dog character, that might be a non-issue now, which would be awesome. That would legitimately be awesome. And I'm looking forward to it overall, the game, because I could go on more and more about it, but I mean, there's just there's not enough time in the day, I suppose. But to keep going on with the rest of the games, though, the next thing that they immediately showed, which for me, I was so freaking happy to see, because I love this series to death, was they showed off more stuff for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And at first, I was expecting it to not be anything much. I was thinking that they were just going to show off the third wave, which was primarily just a new character. And that's who it is. It was a new character for the third wave, as well as like some extra functions for the side content, essentially, like the battle stuff. But after showing off the third wave stuff, they showed off they gave a teaser of what's to come for the fourth wave, which is the story expansion. Just like how for Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition, they created a post-game epilogue story with Shulk and Melia, which was pretty nice. Gave some more conclusive story elements to Melia as well. And then for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they made it so that there was the Torna story, which I'm gonna have to say, man, like, I love all the Xenoblade games to death, beginning to end, but overall, if I had to pick a particular favorite, even though story-wise I love Xenoblade 1 the most, something about Xenoblade 2 Torna the Golden Country just does so many things right. Gameplay, story, characters, everything about it is absolutely incredible, and I love it to death. But, in regards to story and all that, like going back to the Wave 4 for Xenoblade 3, they show off quite a bit of stuff in terms of the story itself, which for those who have not played Xenoblade Chronicles 1 or 2, but you've maybe touched 3, I would really recommend. I'm not sure how much of a requirement it's going to be, but based on what they showed as a teaser, it really looks like they're expecting you to have already played Xenoblade 1 and 2. So I feel that anyone who has played 3 but has never touched 1 or 2, you really need to go back and play those games. Not just for the story to catch yourself up on Wave 4, but just because of the fact that these are such incredible games to begin with, that you are sorely missing out on it if you are not trying to go back and play them. Because if you enjoyed Xenoblade 3 and everything about it, then you're going to enjoy 1 and 2 just as much, basically, because 3 is pretty much an amazing combination of what made the first and second games so good in terms of gameplay and story, I would say. As well as music. Oh my god, the music is incredible. But yeah, if you still have not played 1 and 2, I would like go do it. Go do it now. Go play it. Like, they're all available on the Switch. Like, every single one of them is available on the Switch. So you just need to go and play it right now. Like, right now. Go and buy them from your local GameStop. Okay, maybe not right now, like, because we're in the middle of a stream, but eventually, like, right after the stream, go and buy the games, because they're great. And I really don't understand why you would play the third one when the first and second one are already available on the same console. But hey, everyone has their preferences of play. I mean, my roommate, my buddy, he's never played Xenoblade 1 or 2. He knows what goes on in those games for the most part, but he has never played either of those games. He doesn't even own them. So I gifted him the first game, Definitive Edition, and he really needs to get around to playing it. But yeah. Like, there's not that much excuse, I could say, for those who have played 3 and have not played 1 and 2 yet. But yeah, I'm incredibly hyper and looking forward to not just the third wave with the new hero, because the hero looks pretty interesting. I like the design, but there's also just, you know, the everything else that comes with it. So it's something to look forward to. Now, when it comes to other games for the Direct, though, there weren't too many other ones that made me really interested. Sorry, I'm burping. If you can catch that on the mic, I do apologize. But for me anyways, there wasn't as many things that they talked about that I was majorly looking forward to. One of the things I guess I can talk about before I get to, you know, like the end stuff for that particular Direct was the fact that actually, real quick, I think I know what's really weird for right here is that B Mario cannot pick up shells. I don't know why that is, but B Mario, I don't know if it's something to do with animation skeletons or if it's just the way that they programmed it, but you can't pick up shells as B Mario. It is the weirdest thing, so I have to purposefully either get myself hit, which I don't want to do, or I have to just get wet and get rid of the power-up. So weird. So weird. But one of the big things that I'm sure a lot of people are excited for, that I have my own personal opinions on, is the fact that there's going to be the Nintendo Switch Online is now going to be getting Game Boy and Game Boy Advance on there, which is something that I know a lot of people can definitely be looking forward to. Obviously, like, there are tons of games that both the Game Boy and especially the Game Boy Advance had available to them, and so when they get around to releasing more and more of those, I know that a lot of people are just going to be incredibly happy to see what's being brought back. But first off, at the moment, at least, there is not much. There's really not much of anything that's being provided by the service for both Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, which, my other issue with this is that Game Boy Advance is being strictly tied to the expansion service for online, which I am not a fan of one bit. Because there's already the issue of the fact that it's just costing you way more money to do the online service when, for the expansion, I should say, it's costing you way more money to do that. Like, what is it? Like a good $30 more, something like that. And granted, you are getting some fairly decent services with it, like the Nintendo 64 service, so you can be playing games like Mario 64. Except for me, I have the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, so I don't care about that. But you could say that, well, what about games like Banjo and Kazooie? And that is a legitimately fair one. Banjo and Kazooie is a game that I don't think has gotten that many re-releases, and so this might be the only way that a lot of people can play that game right now. And so, fine, that's justifiable, but I'm just looking at the price. The overall cost of it is way too much for me personally, thinking about it. Because, I mean, if you think about it, you're getting, for the regular Switch Online service, you're already getting so much. But it's still what I would say is at a fair price. You're getting the Nintendo Switch Online service, which is just, you know, basic online functionality already. So there's that. But there's also the fact that you're getting the Nintendo's, the NES. You're getting NES games on there, which is already a big plus. But there's also Super Nintendo games, SNES, which I feel there's a lot more interesting variety for SNES versus NES. Just in terms of, because the Super Nintendo had a lot more variety, I would say, in terms of potential games. But let's see. Aside from those two, We're going to be getting Game Boy Advance, which Game Boy Advance, now granted, I have not played that many Game Boy Advance games myself, but it feels like at the moment anyways, there's not too much to offer. Like, yeah, there's Super Mario Land 2. Let's see, what was it? There was Mario Land, or Wario Land 3, I believe it was. And then there was like a, what, Kirby? What? I think it's just the first Kirby game, basically, that was on Game Boy. But, like, so far I feel like, just the regular service is already more than enough, pretty much. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at, is that the regular service already feels like I'm getting what I would want at a fair price, while for the expansion service, granted there's a bunch of side stuff that comes with it too, like Mario Kart 8. If you get the online service, you apparently get the extra waves for the courses, I think it is. And then there's like for Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I haven't touched in a long time. I really need to get back to playing that. But for that, there's the expansion service for that, which was its own games as well. And whoo boy, we got purple comets here. This is gonna take a while. But overall, really, I feel like the expansion service, even though it does come with a decent number of things now, especially, I still feel like, for myself at least, I'm not going to be going out of my way to give that much money to Nintendo every year. Because already I'm spending on them $20 a year, which, granted, that doesn't sound like much at all, which it isn't. It's very little. But when it comes, it adds up, is the thing. Like, even though it doesn't sound like much per year, it's still the fact that it adds up over every year. So every year that I am paying for this stuff, it adds up. And in regards to the bigger stuff that they're doing, like, that's a lot of money that I am going to be spending every year, and there's just going to be a lot of build-up from it. Like, I could pull up the cost right now if I wanted to, but I'm obviously playing this, and I don't want to try and disrupt flow too much. But, like, I don't want to be spending ass loads of money out of my wallet for a service that I don't even know if I'm going to be using that often. Because being completely honest, even though I have Switch Online base form, I don't touch the NES games like at all, and I have barely touched any of the Super Nintendo games. I would like to go back and play some of them, especially like Link to the Past, because I briefly touched it but then never went back to it, which is a damn shame. Because I know a lot of people grew up with Link to the Past as like their first Legend of Zelda game. Meanwhile, for me, it was Majora's Mask, and I love that game to death. But, I really want to go back and touch more of the 2D Zelda games, because the only one that I've played, and granted even then, that was the remade version, was Link's Awakening on Nintendo Switch. Which now Link's Awakening DX is going to be getting a re-release on Nintendo Switch as part of the Game Boy stuff. So it's like, it's two things, it's two of the same, basically. But like, one is better looking quality, and just overall better quality. Like, legit, I actually do not get why at all they are releasing Link's Awakening DX as a part of the Game Boy stuff, when there's already a Link's Awakening remake for the Switch. Now, granted, you would be spending more money on the immediate note trying to get Link's Awakening remake for Switch. Because I think even now, because Nintendo is awful about just reducing prices on games that aren't as popular anymore, I'm pretty sure that game is still a full price, which is $60. Like, my god. Even though the game looks great, and I loved playing it, looking back, I should not have spent a good $60 to play that game. That should have been more of a $40 game, probably. I would say $40 was a more fair price. But to compare that, though, you get the game, and it's a one-time buy. You're never having to pay for it ever again. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you could play Link's Awakening DX, and you have lesser quality, because it's not as up to quality as the latest version, or the remake, I should say. You might have the more Game Boy style graphics, which that's fine. If you want to do that for the graphics, then that's fine. But there's also the fact that the worst thing above all else is you're going to be paying whatever the Nintendo Switch Online expansion is. I'm assuming it's around $50 or so, maybe $60 every single year. That's something that you're going to be paying every single year just to be able to play Link's Awakening DX, which is basically a lesser version of Link's Awakening Remake that you only had to pay for once. Now, granted, obviously, I'm making it sound like you're only getting that game when in reality you're getting multiple Game Boy games. But I'm still looking at it in the sense of, I'm not playing any of these right now, so if I'm not playing these right now, I am definitely wasting my money. And so that's pretty much just how I'm looking at it, is like, I'm wasting my money. And I do not like wasting my money, as I would hope all of you don't like wasting your money. But, that's... I could try and go more in depth on it, but I feel like I've already said enough of my own thoughts and feelings about the expansion for Nintendo Online. So I think I'll just go ahead and leave it there. Now, when it comes to other games, though, for the Nintendo Direct, let's see, there was... in regards to the other ones that I cared about anyways, I'll just go ahead and just focus on the ones that I took more attention to and cared about. One of them was We Love Katamari. Even though I've never played any of the Katamari games, I have watched gameplay of them, obviously, and I gotta say, the zany style of it, and just the overall gameplay wackiness of it, is so good that I immediately got hooked by what I was seeing with let's see, the one that I watched was Katamari Damacy, which is usually considered like one of the generally good ones. But from what everyone is saying, We Love Katamari is apparently like the best of them. So the fact that this is being brought onto Nintendo Switch, I am very eager to try and play that one. I'm very, very eager to see how that's gonna go. Let's see, one of the other games that I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it or not. I'm probably gonna end up saying a no to it, even though a lot of people are really eager about it, is, let's see, what's the name? Sea of Stars, I believe is the name. If that's not the full name, then my apologies, I don't remember it off the top of my head. But, that game, I'm getting major Chrono Trigger vibes from the gameplay style, at least. Not necessarily the art style, but the gameplay style definitely makes me think Chrono Trigger. And a lot of people love Chrono Trigger. So, in that regard, I do find the game very interesting. I'm just not sure if I'm going to end up playing it myself. I might get around to it one day, but that might be a long, long time later on, because I already have a unhealthy, backed up list of games that I need to get around to playing. And then there's just... I don't want to be paying money for games that I'm not going to be playing right off the bat. Like, it's something that I noticed was getting into a bad habit when I got my PlayStation 4. Not my PlayStation 5, but my PlayStation 4, where I bought a whole bunch of different games for it. And I've only played... Yeah, actually, I can look over at my stack right now. I just fell in the water. But, let's see. So looking at it right now, I would say that I have about 4 to 5 games that I have not played. Some of them I don't really have genuine interest in. They were just something that a friend gave because they already had multiple copies of it themselves, and they just wanted to get rid of it. Which I don't want to make it sound like I'm being a jerk in that regard. Like, I'm happy that they were able to give me those games, but they're games that, for my preference of genres, they're ones that I'm not all that caring about. But when it comes to the other games that I have that I paid money for, there are ones that, after having seen gameplay footage of after, and just hearing general talk of it, I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have bought this game. Maybe this was a bad purchase. But then there are other ones where I just haven't gotten around to it because I just genuinely haven't found myself in the mood to play that particular game. Not necessarily saying that I didn't want to play the game at all. It's more that I just have not found myself in the kind of mood to play that particular type of game. Because, you know, there are times where people just aren't going to be in a particular mood for one kind of game versus another. And that's basically just how I am looking at the couple of remaining games that I haven't touched. To go off real quick, I'm really hoping that I haven't missed any of the purple coins going around this area. I don't think there are any in the water, if I recall. If there are any, it's probably only going to be like 1 or 2. Because I think for the majority of this particular purple coin mission, it's almost all just flying around the galaxy itself. Which is kind of weird considering the fact that the whole point of this galaxy is supposed to be that it's... Seeing as how the engine room is kind of a redo of previous areas, this is kind of meant to be a redo of Beach Ball Galaxy, but on a much more linear basis. Like, it's literally a giant ring with an island in the middle. And the first 2 missions were literally just go around the entire galaxy one time as a going through the rings kind of game, like Superman 64, the best 64 game, am I right? If they don't bring that game onto the Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online, then that's going to be a disgrace to everything that I stand for, and Nintendo will forever disappoint me from now to the ends of the earth. I hope that the sarcasm in my voice is obvious, but they'll disappoint me majorly if they don't do it. But no, first 2 missions are like just simple loops around, and then there's the last mission, which is again a loop around, but it's a lot more vertically based this time because you're exploring elements that you don't go to in the water, like going up the tree. In the case of the purple coins here, you go up on that dome. For some reason though, they don't have you go on the center island right here for the purple coins. You think they would. And there's even the penguin character, like well, he was there. If I go a little closer, he'll probably pop in. Yeah. Oh, there he is, right there. I can't go too vertical, otherwise he'll vanish like that. Poor guy. But, yeah. In terms of going back to my video game discussion of games that I haven't played, yeah, it's just a matter of I don't want to be trying to spend money on games that I know I'm not going to be playing right off the bat, because if I'm not playing it right off the bat, then I'm probably not going to be playing it at all until like way, way later, or if even at all ever. And I don't like that mentality, because then that means that I just wasted money or time getting these things that I could have spent on other things that I would have wanted and definitely would have probably been playing instead. But that's just me rambling at that point. I guess I could go ahead and just talk about the final thing that was shown off for Nintendo Direct, though, because this is pretty much the last thing that I actually cared about that was shown off for the Nintendo Direct as a whole. And it was the fact that we got to see more Breath of the Wild stuff, more Breath of the Wild footage, which I know basically anybody is happy to see, because, I mean, Breath of the Wild 1, incredible game. and everyone was so happy to see that there was being a second one in development. But I think it's also more the fact that it's been so long since we've seen anything in regards to this game. Like, we've seen like a trailer, or well, 2 trailers prior to this direct. We've seen 2 trailers, and they didn't really show too much. And now we're getting a 3rd one, which again, we are being shown quite a bit. Especially this time, we're being shown quite a bit more. But obviously, Nintendo is trying to hold off on showing too much. They don't want to show too much. And I mean, like, in general, the stuff that was being shown, it was just more Breath of the Wild stuff that are just, in general, things that I think people are going to be looking forward to seeing. I, in particular, am looking forward to how they're going to go about what Nintendo was describing as being probably one of, if not the darkest Zelda games, because before this game, there weren't really that many dark in terms of theme games. The only really dark one that I would consider as dark at all is Majora's Mask, which is the first Zelda game I ever played. And that game is dark. Like, as a kid, you're probably not going to read into things on a surface level all that well. But as an adult, when you go back and play that game, you're going to read into so many things. And you're going to be like, oh my god, this is awful. This is horrifying. But Nintendo is claiming that this is going to, for Breath of the Wild 2, be the absolute darkest that they've gone so far. And I'm really curious how they're going to go about that. Now, from the footage that we saw from this latest direct, we actually did get to hear Ganondorf talking. And the voice that they have for Ganondorf already sounds really good and menacing. I love how he's just... I don't know what cutscene it's going to be playing in, but I just love how he's going to be so menacing sounding, because like the first thing we hear out of his mouth is basically minions, kill everyone, make sure nothing survives. Like, granted, that's a very basic villain talk thing, but his voice and emphasis on how much he wants this to go down made it just so terrifying sounding, and I loved it. And I mean, just hearing that voice alone makes me curious as to just how far Nintendo is going to go in terms of darkness for this game, because Nintendo most of the time, Nintendo is not really going to be trying to go that far in terms of darkness for their games. Like Pokemon, sure, the Pokédex can at times have really dark stuff in there, but I think that majority of the time that's not really a Nintendo thing. That's Game Freak and Pokemon Company. But in terms of Nintendo's own games, which, by the way, to sidetrack, I love how this is supposed to be the first time we're introduced into Spring Mario, because it plays that little cutscene. But because I went out of the way to go ahead and finish Bowser's stuff halfway, so we could go ahead and get the purple coins, I've already been introduced into it for Beach Bowl. So the order of things is not really the best of orders, but hey, whatever. But yeah, for Breath of the Wild 2, in terms of how dark it's going to get, I'm gonna be kind of skeptical on it going in, because I don't know how dark Nintendo is going to be going when they say, oh, it's going to be so dark. It's going to be so dark in terms of its themes, because Majora's Mask is already pretty heavy dark, and I have a feeling that if Nintendo were to ever go back into that game, or like, if Nintendo tried to make that game now, I should say, I don't think they would have gone as dark as they did. Now, granted, it only ended up going as dark as it did because it was more of a rushed title, because, the game only had half of a year to get developed. Granted, it was all using assets from the previous game, Ocarina of Time, but still, half a year, that's pretty damn impressive. But, yeah, that game, incredibly dark, and I just died. But yeah, really dark. Don't know how they're going to go about it. Don't know what they're going to do to try and make things be as dark as it's going to be. And I know that a lot of people are doing their own theories on it, and I'm not really going to try and say that I have my own brought about theories. I'm just here for the ride, here to enjoy whatever is provided, and I will happily indulge myself in whatever lore or theories people provide, because I might love Zelda to death, but I'm not going to go as crazy as some other people might in terms of how deep they go in on things. Because, like, an example of it is, what is it, the Zonai stuff, as it's being called, where it's supposed to be, like, that ancient tribe or whatever it is. Like, I'm just listening to that for fun. I'm not expecting them to actually do this whole deep thing with the Zonai themselves, and we're going to get revealed so much stuff that makes everything make so much more sense now. No, I'm not expecting that at all. I'm expecting that it's just going to be more stuff that's just going to be there for fun, brain-teasing stuff. And can I get up here, please? Like Spring Mario, I was giving you my compliments last time I was using you, but this time you're being a little tricky for me. Alright, I'm going to try this one last time, and if I don't get it, then I'm just going to head out. I don't want to destroy the bricks, because as soon as I get this, they turn into star bits. And, yeah, I guess I still made a decent amount. I made probably, like, what, 100 right there? So not bad. Not bad. But yeah, looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2. Not sure what they're going to do about it in terms of story. Gameplay, though. Gameplay looks great. A lot of new enemies, obviously. Looking forward to that, because I know a lot of people's complaints, and I will definitely agree on it, was that Breath of the Wild, when it first came out, and I mean, it's still like this even now, is the fact that there isn't a lot of enemy variety. Like, there's definitely a decent enough variety of enemies, but a lot of them are very similar. And so hopefully we'll see a lot more of the well-known Zelda-type enemy types, like Gibdos and Redeads, especially with how they're saying that this is going to be a supposedly darker story. Redeads and Gibdos are definitely something that they could apply some incredible creep factor to. And who knows, they might even be able to give some lore stuff saying like Redeads are previously living Hylians or something, and something awful happened to them, like Ganondorf cursed them with his dark magic or something, bringing them back to life but in this decrepit state. Who knows? Could be anything. But yeah, overall, I'm just happy to see that we got a good amount of games from the Nintendo Direct, and one of the things was getting to see more stuff with Breath of the Wild 2. Or I guess I should be calling it by the official name, Tears of the Kingdom. I know that I don't know which official name is the official name or not, because it's one of those ones where they haven't said verbally the name of the game. And so I'm reading it, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be one of two things. This could be Tears of the Kingdom, or it could be Tears of the Kingdom. I'm leaning more towards Tears of the Kingdom, but Tears could also work as well, seeing as how we are seeing Hyrule be torn from the earth itself. And so, like, that's not helping its case in terms of what's the name, Nintendo? What is the freaking name? But yeah, in the meantime, I think I'm just going to keep on calling it Breath of the Wild 2, because that's basically what the game is. It's Breath of the Wild 2. You could almost consider it like Galaxy 2, where they might have just called it Breath of the Wild more. Who knows? To finally get off track from the whole Nintendo Direct stuff, though, and actually talk about the game we're playing right now, I love this particular galaxy so much, and I know a lot of people just in general love this galaxy. Toy Time Galaxy is such a fun one in terms of design and what you do. Like, this first mission is already so creative, where you're climbing up this giant mechanical looking Bowser toy thing. Like, it could be a mech, could be just a toy, but like there's all this stuff going to it, and you're just climbing it, and then you're blowing the shit out of it. It's so great. I love it. But what I find really funny, though, is how after you detonate it, there's all these Gizmo characters just here blown up in smoke. And if I can get still enough, because unfortunately Spring Mario doesn't let you stay still in this moment, they all are just saying, like, thank you. But, like, there's one back here where it's like, I thought we were dead. And I think it's funny. I think that's really funny. And what does this one say right here? Good job? Yeah, I did a good job. I murdered you all very well, I would say. Just one moment. Sorry about that. I was getting myself a sip of water, and I left it over on the other end of my room, so I had to get up and get it. But yeah, we're pretty much approaching the end of the first half of Galaxy, as I'm going to consider it, because, like I mentioned, I'm going to be going about doing the Luigi stuff as well, and I'm hoping that I don't get myself incredibly bored by it, because, I know that doing these two back-to-back can make it be pretty dang boring. At least for me. I don't know how it'll be for you guys. Now, granted, I am going to be playing as Luigi, so that might make things different enough that I'll feel like I've warranted getting this second run-through 100%ing with Luigi. I really think this is adorable, though, this entire level. And I find it funny and dumb how the Toads are, they're supposedly helping us, but it looks more like they're just being children and just having a good time in this galaxy. So it's like, thank you for wasting your time and my time, Toad. Maybe your girlfriend deserved to be kidnapped in her own game and your game. I do enjoy the music for this galaxy too, though, where it's basically just a more... It's a remixed version of Mario 1. Like Mario 1-1, I should say. It makes it sound more childish, I would say. And just makes it overall sound like more of a jolly tune. Makes it almost kind of sound like... almost like you're on train tracks, which is kind of what the first level, or like what the first part of the level is meant to feel like. So, I would say they accomplished that in that regard. Now let's see, I could go ahead and get this star chip, but seeing as how I already talked to this Hungry Luma, and I just got enough star bits to go ahead and do its mission, I'm going to go ahead and just do this right now. Now, I don't remember what this Hungry Luma leads to, though. Assuming this is a side mission. I'm pretty sure this is a side mission, though. Okay, yeah, it's this side mission. I had a feeling. I also enjoy how the entire galaxy itself is in this giant freaking toy box playground thing. Like something that a kid would be inside of. It almost feels like something that you would have a dream about. And hello, what is that over there? Is that one of the bonus rooms that's just floating off in space again? Maybe. But yeah, I overall the whole theme and feel of this particular galaxy is just really enjoyable. I like it a lot. There is this mission where we gotta get all the switches, though, and I don't know if it's just me not enjoying the idea of the toy box, tox box, whatever the heck you call these things that are rotating all over the place. I'm just not a big fan of them. So, when I'm looking at this mission, I'm like, not really looking forward to it. Not like it's hard or anything. I think it's just that it feels like it drags on more than it should. I think that's everything on this side of the planet, though. We can go ahead and leap on over to this one. And then we can get all these switches. It's actually getting really hot in my room right now. I have the door closed to my room because I don't want any sort of outside noise coming in. Granted, if either of my roommates come home, they're probably going to end up making noise, and I'm not going to be able to hide that on the mic. So if that ends up happening, there's nothing I can do about it. But yeah, like, it's really warm in here right now. And it's not like it's that hot of a day out anyways. It was just getting a little chilly in the house, so I turned on the heat. But the problem is that all of our rooms are upstairs. So if the heat comes on, the areas that are going to get the hottest, the fastest, are going to be the upstairs. And that's exactly what's happened now. It's really warm. Way too warm. And the thermostat is all the way downstairs, so if I wanted to turn off the heat, I'd have to be jumping off. I'd have to... not jumping. I'd have to be going all the way downstairs to go ahead and turn it back. Now, I don't know why I went back to this planet, because I should have just stayed on the other one, because the star's over there. Wasn't really paying attention there. Let's leap on across, and there we go. I feel this is a good mission, though, that takes advantage of gravity mechanics, though. I feel like it's a good enough example of how Galaxy uses its gravity mechanics. There we go. We got 94 stars now. We are not that far off from the end at this point. We're getting closer and closer. So let's go ahead and get back into toy time, and let's go ahead and take care of those other 2 stars. And then there's probably going to be the comets that pop up right after as well. I know what the purple coin one is, and seeing as how we're going to be going into the mission that relates to the purple coin one, not looking forward to that one. But then again, who knows? I might be able to do it a lot faster. Things might be different this time, considering how I mentioned how the 1 star that kept me from 100%ing this game way back in the good old year of 2007 or 8, whenever the last time I played this game was. There was only that 1 star that kept me from playing, or 100%ing, and then in this live stream, I did it in 2 tries. So who knows? Things might be quite different in performance. Because overall, I've been, not to jinx myself, but by talking about it now, I've totally jinxed myself. I've actually been doing generally really good with this overall playthrough of this entire run, I should say, of Galaxy. Of course, though, now that I've said that, it's probably going to end up going completely to shit, and things could end up turning one of 2 ways, with me probably crying into my into my bed. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. Now let's see. Alright, good. I was trying to figure out where the last of the star chips were. Now we just have to go over to the other side. I do think this is a neat idea how whatever the heck this thing is, I don't even know what you would describe this thing as. This is actually a really weird planetoid. Out of all the planets in Galaxy, this is probably one of the weirdest ones. But, I like the idea of you're changing up the platform itself to get to the other side. But yeah, we're getting a sneak peek at the upcoming purple coin mission with this mission right here. With Mario on his side, where you got these disappearing platforms, you got the lava here, and if this were the purple coin mission, I would have failed it immediately right there. And I just failed this one right here because the platform, as it was turning, I guess I just was too low and I just died. Wonderful. Wonderful. That is going to be a great sign for what's to come. Thankfully, there's a 1-up right there, so it's not like I wasted myself too much. Yeah, I need to be way more careful than what I'm doing right now, especially for what's going to be coming up. Because I have a feeling that as soon as I finish this mission... Whoop, careful, careful. I'm going to go this way. I'm sure that as soon as I finish this one, the purple coin one's going to show up. And we're going to see how much misery that provides now, won't we? But with that, we've got the star. And assuming that I don't die, good God, Mario, calm down. We will be able to see what's going to happen next. I do know that when I was younger, the purple coin mission for this galaxy was one of the other ones. I did eventually get it, but it was one of the ones where I know that as a kid, I had the practically most impossible of times trying to actually obtain it. So here's hoping as an adult, things will be different. And okay, no, we're having the fast foe comet first. Fast foe comet? I'm actually trying to remember what the fast foe comet offers for this mission. I don't recall at all. Fast foes of Toy Time. What it? Oh, okay, okay. I had a feeling this is what it was gonna be. I didn't want it to be this though. I love how the 2 missions in this game that feature these toy box enemies are the ones that are like one of the only ones that have the fast foe comets. I love that. He lied. What does this guy say? I think he just says something about jumping over to... There we go. For a second, he wasn't wanting to talk to me. Yeah, okay, that's... I had a feeling that's all he had to say was, what, you want to go over there? Jump, idiot. Alright, and don't get squished. Whoo! Whoo! I thought I was dead right there. I should not have survived that, in all honesty. But, alright, let's go ahead and, just so I'm not hitting that switch, let's go underneath, and hopefully I'll be able to get by quick enough. Jump! There we go. That was a bit of a risk. And now we can just jump over this way, and okay. Normally I can jump from, like, long jump from right there, and I'll reach it. Like, I don't know what's going on this time. Usually, at least I'm pretty sure you can. Oh my god. Oh my god. Try again. Because we know that I'm not quitting this. God, I don't like the toy boxes. I don't. These are... If I have to... Sorry, I think I just spat a little. If I have to label one thing in Galaxy that I absolutely do not like, just period, it's these toy box enemies. And it's strictly because of these fast foe comets. I don't think it's that it's necessarily a challenging run. I think it's just that... Ah, damn it. I was hoping I wasn't going to press it. Whatever. It's the fact that these fast foe comets just make it really easy to end up dying to these things. Because of jank hitboxes like what happened here. Now, hopefully I don't have it happen to me again, though. There we go. Got those 3. And... let's see. There's 3 over on this side somewhere. There we go. And as long as I don't get myself killed on this last one, we should be good. The spikes aren't that much of a challenge, as long as you're just not doing anything stupid. Though then again, stupid sometimes is my middle name. Nope, nope, looks like we got one more set right over here. Forgot all about him. Ow. I don't see how I was close enough to that, but okay. And there we go. And I think that all the platforms should stop, hopefully. If not, I'm jumping. Okay, good. They did stop. Alrighty, and that's the end of this mission, so thankfully I will never have to touch this one, at least until I get around to doing this as Luigi, so... Yippee! Wahoo! Hey, I just sounded like Chris Pratt there. Maybe I could be Mario in the next Mario movie, right? No. I really don't get why... I don't know if this was Miyamoto's decision, or if this was Illumination making the decisions. I don't understand why they decided to choose the cast of actors for the movie of Mario. The only one that I feel is a good fit, and like a legitimately good fit, especially when we heard him, was Jack Black as Bowser. He sounded really good. Like, he sounded incredibly good. Now, granted, that's because Jack Black already has a good range in terms of his voice. He already has good tonal range with his stuff. Meanwhile, though, Chris Pratt just has Chris Pratt voice. And then there's all the other characters, like, what is it, Keegan-Michael Key? Who I think is the voice of Toad, which is, interesting choice, okay. Now, granted, his voice in the trailer actually didn't sound bad at all. It actually sounded pretty decent. And then there's, what was it, Charlie Day as Luigi, which, again, interesting choice. But whatever. Oh, God. Mario! I do like how Toy Time Galaxy here has a... for this final mission, because it's kind of out of place if you think about it. Like, this kind of leads into the one Galaxy in Galaxy 2 that's all dessert themed. Because this whole section of Toy Time Galaxy, like, there's nothing really toy related to it. It's all just sweet treats. And it's making me want a chocolate bar really badly. Except probably not a chocolate bar. I would probably want like a Reese cup. I like Reese cups more than like Hershey chocolate bars. Now, granted, there is the Reese's chocolate bar, which is a legitimate thing, I should say. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the metal texture on these forks and spoon right here, like, obviously there's the shininess, the metallic shine to it, which is normal, but there's something about it, like, it's hard to see from this angle, but like right here, this is probably a decent enough angle, though I'm probably gonna die if I stick on it too long. It looks like it's a stretched texture, but then again, that might just be the design. I don't know. This moment's kind of weird, though, how it goes from Toy Time's music to Freeze Flame Galaxy's music. It's an odd decision, but okay. I get it, though, because this whole portion is supposed to be all cold desserts. Like, those are ice cream cones and, like, ice cream pops. And then, well, these aren't really any kind of cold candy. This is just like lollipops. But then we just have straight up ice here. Like, not even candy, it's just ice. I don't think Toy Time Galaxy was a rushed idea, because, I mean, looking at everything that it has to offer, there's really a lot of creativity to it, actually. And hold up. I'm gonna real quick go back this way. No, Mario! Ah! Okay. I was trying to not get hit there because one of the cool things that you already saw me doing was you can just ice skate over the blocks, the ice blocks, as if it's like Mario 1, where you can actually, if you're running, just run over one block gaps without having to jump, which is a really nice detail. I like that quite a bit. But in this case, you're ice skating over it, so that's even cooler. Cooler. I hate myself. Nah, I don't. I could make way worse puns, but I'm not going to right now, at the expense of your ears. Maybe later, who knows? We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I was looking at the platform earlier, though. At that ice skating portion. I was looking at the one here at the end. At first, let me see if I can get a better angle. I guess not. Well, I guess I can just walk over here, because... Okay, you're not going to give me the camera angle I want. No, Mario! No! Do not do that. I was trying to say that I saw what looked like a platform underneath of that last ice platform, but that turned out to not be the case. So let's see, there's this section right here, which if you turn this way, there's this pipe, which I think leads to a secret area. Yes, in fact, I think this is the same secret area that I pointed out earlier in one of the previous missions, because it was just hanging off in space. I find it neat how you can actually see these areas if you're paying close enough attention to it, but the fact that the actual space itself, when you get inside of it, it changes the outside texture of the area, which actually I just noticed if you pay close attention to it. I think it's because this whole area is a box shape for the sky. If you pay attention when you're moving, you can actually see the edges. Actually, no, hang on. I'm looking at the edges. They're moving right now. You can see where it's cutting off and moving. It's trying its best not to make it visible, but you can tell because of the pattern repeating. But it looks like it might be some kind of a cube, like how the outer shell is for this galaxy. But it might be a different thing entirely that's just a moving cube texture, I guess? Or like it's a texture that's rolling over a cube, and they're spinning the cube, maybe? I don't know why they would be doing that, but okay. Anyways, there's this mission right here, which I don't know if I knew to do this as a kid. It might have just been completely incidental. But you're supposed to spin into the flames and blow them out, like it's a birthday cake, which that's a neat idea. I like that. I'm sure it's probably one of the toads that say something about it, but I doubt as a kid that I actually bothered to read the toads. Cake. Alright, so maybe the toads didn't offer their insight. Or who knows, maybe this one does. Let's see what he says. Okay, yeah, so he hints at blowing out the candles, so I guess that he's supposed to be your way of knowing to do that. Anyways, we are about to approach the end of Toy Time Galaxy, or at least the final mission before the purple coins, because I'm sure that as soon as we finish this, we're going to be doing that right after. But in the galaxy, or in the observatory, where there's a whole bunch of repeat stages, we have a repeat boss fight, where it's against this mole thing a second time. But this time it's with an electricity theme instead of water. And I'm already losing quite a bit of health, and I almost just bit the dust right there. Now, I find it weird how you can spin right here, but you don't get star bits from these things. It looks like one of the star bit patterns for previous ones. Like earlier on that cake, there was the gumdrop pattern, and if you spin with that, you get star bits there. But for some reason with this one, no, it's just a texture. Just a texture. Oh, no. No. Mario. Let's see. Let's avoid that. And I'm not really going to bother getting the extra health. I should be fine. I say while I spring to my death. Okay. Okay. I really shouldn't be saying things when I shouldn't. I already jinxed myself earlier saying that I've been going very well with this entire run of Mario Galaxy in general. But now I'm doing stupid mistakes, and that is not good. That is not good. Let's fix that. Let's fix that immediately, Mario. And there's one hit. Hopefully I can just go ahead and get this next hit right away. There we go. And for this last one, we want to be careful, because if he's about to do it... Yep, you see the sparks, and then he generates electricity around himself. And there we go. Easy as that. As long as I don't make any stupid mistakes, I should be fine. And oh yeah, there's a 1-up up there. I forgot about that. Ah, I was hoping I was going to be able to dodge the star and get the 1-up. Oh well. Now, one of the things I'm wondering about, because I'm looking over at my recording software, I'm using OBS, but obviously my mic is going to be louder, and I want it to be louder than the game audio, but I'm trying to see about the comparison of game audio versus my voice, and I want to make sure that the game audio is still being heard. I don't want my voice drowning it out. Now, granted, when I'm not talking, I'm sure you can hear it, but I don't know if when I'm talking, if you guys are hearing it or not. I did just turn it up a little bit, so hopefully it's not going to be too loud. Hopefully I'm not being drowned out by it. But here we go. It's time for the mission that we're going to find out if it's going to be a pain in the ass for me. The Luigi purple coins. So I haven't played this particular mission in a long time, but I just know that I already have a particular path built in mind, because it's the path that I used as a kid, where I would prioritize going in a large enough circle, and I'm not trying to get every single coin, because just like in Gusty Garden, as well as the Ghostly Galaxy, there are 150 coins here, and this particular mission, with how it's formatted, I feel is probably a way bigger challenge. Maybe not as much as Ghostly Galaxy trying to get all 150 coins, but I feel like because of how this one is just set up, it's probably way more difficult to try and get 150 coins for this mission, and then reach the end. Because every time you're going on a platform, something's disappearing, or something is going to be rotating. And you don't want to be touching the slime here, because the slime here is being treated like the poison and anti-gravity. Or not anti-gravity, the dark matter. Where as soon as you touch it, that's it, you're dead. Ooh, careful, careful there. Alright, we are nearing the end. And I just bit it. Alright, here we go. Let's see how many tries this takes. I was at 28. So there's one life down, and I don't think there are any 1-ups for this particular mission, so we'll see how many I lose by the end of it. And it sucks, because I was really close there. I was at 95. I got cocky, I think is what it was. I got way too cocky. Alright, so I'm going to long jump here. I'm not going to bother worrying about the coins over there, because I can just make up for it with these ones over here. I'm going to ignore that 1-up, just so we can, if I do end up failing a lot more, we can keep track of my my fuck-ups and just see how bad I did. Alright, so we are about to reach halfway. And I'm going to go ahead and head back over this way. I'm going to long jump. And I'm going to see if I can set myself up. Do a long jump. Another long jump. Nice. We are at 71. That is good. That is very good. I can long jump here. I missed one, but that's fine. I can long jump back this way, get 3. And then we can probably, for the most part, just pick up whatever scraps are lying about. We still have plenty of time. Honestly, it's not the time limit that you're worried about for this mission. Especially if you have a pathway set up in mind. Because, like, right now, I'm good. I'm basically good. I just need to go back to the beginning. And bam, we're good. We're done. It's really not the time limit that's the thing that's going to make you panic. It's the fact that this entire area, everything starts to fall apart as soon as you start moving. So you have to be smart. You have to lay out a plan to be able to get yourself in the right movement, in the right pattern, setup, whatever you want to call it. So that you are maximizing your coin collecting and minimizing your backtracking. But with that, yep, we are officially done in the engine room. So, with that, I do believe that we only have one left. We only have one observatory left. And, oh, alright, there it is. I was going to say, where is the Hungry Luma? Because I didn't remember he was over on this side. Now, let's see. How many do you need? 1,000? That is hardly any sort of problem for me at all. I think I might have mentioned it before, but when it comes to the 100% process, I am not at all caring about if I'm going to be maxing out my star bits, unless I have to for unlocking Luigi, which I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm pretty sure I just need to get the 120 stars, and then I need to go ahead and do the final galaxy one last time. Sorry if you're hearing noise of movement. I'm trying to adjust myself to be in a somewhat better position. It's kind of an awkward position, though, in the sense of how my body's positioned compared to the position of my monitor. My body is basically completely sideways from where my monitor is right now. Now, this mission's interesting. This is actually a very interesting one. Because you get 2 options in this choosing a favorite snack. You get to either choose to be Bee Mario, or you can choose to be Boo Mario. Now, Bee Mario, I feel, is the purposefully harder option. Because Boo Mario is very much the easier option. I love this, though. I didn't get to show this off in Ghostly Galaxy, but whenever you're Boo Mario, all the Boos fall in love with you. I find it funny. It must be the mustache. Or the eyes. Look at those eyes. That's the eyes of a man who's ready for you. But yeah, I like this galaxy because it makes there be a lot more creative liberty in terms of how you choose to go about it. Be careful not to touch the water there, because even Boo Mario, if he touches the water, he gets transformed. And there we go. Now, what's weird, though, is that for this mission, that's the only portion where you're playing as Boo Mario or Bee Mario. Because then there's right here, where I'm actually going to wait for the next loop to go around, because I took too long. You just turn into Rainbow Mario. I keep on moving forward more than I want to. I'm hoping that's not Joy-Con drift. I'm sincerely hoping that is not at all Joy-Con drift. But here we go. We can long jump here, and then with Rainbow Mario, we can just get moving. See if we can keep the flow. We don't want to go too crazy. Granted, we can just skip all that right there. This platform area is unfortunately... I feel like it could be more interesting. if they didn't make it so that you could skip so much of it right off the bat. So that's unfortunate. But if you purposefully choose to challenge yourself and make it so that you have to run the entire track itself, that can actually be a pretty interesting challenge. I do like that galaxy quite a bit. I just wish that we were able to do more with it, unfortunately. And oh, we got ourselves a message from Toad. Alright, got ourselves more lives. Yes, please. And I hear the noise of my roommates downstairs, so if you hear them, sorry about that. Again, nothing I can do about that, and nothing that I will be doing. Because, I mean, they got their own lives, and I'm not going to tell them, hey, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to do my live stream. Because that would be mean. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves another 1-up mushroom before we go ahead and make our way up to the final dome in the game. And we can just fly our way up here for it. And real quick, before we enter the dome, we can actually take this platform right here. And this platform will bring us all the way back down to the garage area. So if you don't want to fly up there as Flying Mario, you can just use this pad to get up there as soon as possible. A nice little thing. Now, actually, before I go ahead and head into the garden, I completely forgot that this dome right over here, assuming I can reach it and not... There we go, just in time. Just when it ran out. I completely forgot for a second about this little guy, this hungry little Luma. Well, there just went 1 star bit. Joy. Now, I'm trying to remember what this particular Hungry Luma Galaxy is, though. Because I know what the one for the final Hungry Luma Galaxy is. Boo's Boneyard. Okay, yeah, I know exactly what this one is. But yeah, I know what the last one is as well, so it was only a process of elimination. Assuming my memory wanted to permit it anyways. This is a neat little one, though. We basically are doing one last race against this spooky speedster, who doesn't really have a name for some reason. Like, he doesn't have an official name. And the other thing that's really weird about this particular mission, it takes us outside, but when it comes to the actual mission itself, the entire thing is inside. So why were we outside? I guess it was just something for us to see before going in. Because every time we're going to every galaxy, we're flying in. And I guess they have to have an excuse of us landing on something. Though if that's the case, why didn't they just have us land on the pipe itself? I don't know. Either way, this mission is actually another fairly easy one. There's a lot of shortcuts you can take that take advantage of your Boo abilities. Assuming that I am not stupid. Mario, go through it! There we go. You can activate that. And then activate this one. And you get yourself a nice little breeze. And you're just speeding yourself on along. Again, not a hard mission at all. It's pretty simple. I do like, though, how for this mission... Or for this galaxy, I should say, how they have this whole trippy looking effect going on. I don't know if it's a camera effect or something. Oh man, I'm cutting this way too close. We're at the end right here. That was a lot closer than I meant to have it be. But what I was trying to say before finishing was there's this sort of distortion looking effect going on with the galaxy itself. I don't think it ends up impacting the game, the level itself, though. I think it's just visual. Because I think whenever you're in the center of the screen, the distortion is not happening there. I think it's only happening at, like, the sides and tops. So it shouldn't be anything that'll trip you up too badly anyways. But yeah, with that, we are getting really close. We only have the garden terrace left, as well as the final Hungry Luma. So let's go ahead and start making our way over there. Luigi, I wasn't anywhere near you. Why did you spin? Luigi, I'm nowhere near you. Why are you doing this? How far can I get before you stop doing that? Okay. So it's as soon as I hit this platform that he wants to start spinning, even though I'm nowhere near him. I doubt it's a proximity-based thing for him, because for these ones, for the Toads, I'm nowhere near this guy and he isn't spinning. But as soon as I'm next to him, he starts spinning. So what's going on there? Now, granted, I'm a little further away this time, but like Luigi, I'm all the way over here. Why are you spinning? Are you just trying to feel special? Calm down, dude. You're gonna have your playthrough in a bit. You can take your time, buddy. Take your time. In the meantime, though, we can go ahead and go into the garden. And I love the garden. I love the garden to death. I love it for what it visually looks like. Like here, let's just back out real quick. Look at all this. There's no music. It's all just quiet and peaceful. You hear some birds chirping. Not a lot of noise. It's a very nice area, and I enjoy it quite a bit. And I think for the most part, the garden has some of my favorite galaxies in the game overall. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. So let's go ahead and see what we got. I'm going to go ahead and just get the side galaxy out of the way, because this one is actually a really unique one, and I like it a lot. We have Matter Splatter Galaxy here, which has overall just a really unique concept. And I'm surprised they didn't try and use it more for later levels. I think that the only time it was ever used ever again was actually in Galaxy 2 with Yoshi's fruit ability, where you consume the yellow fruit and he will reveal platforms that will slowly start to shrink in size as you run out of time with it. Eventually just running out of platform in general. But for this one, it's really cool. You got these little drip drops of water or whatever it is, like some sort of matter, I guess. And it's forming the platforms. And we had something like this in an earlier area with Ghostly Galaxy, where the platforms are just appearing and disappearing as the matter itself, I guess I'll just call it, is moving in and out of place. But then there's like just the visual idea for these ones, where you got these drips that are touching the platform and expanding it. And then there's this one right here. Like, this is the only time we see it, but it's so cool. You get to wall jump up it. That is so cool. That is so cool. It's just a really neat concept of a galaxy in general, and I wish that we got to make more use of it. I'm not going to go for that Magic Koopa, because I'm sure that I'm just going to die if I try and do it. Then we have this area right here with Spring Mario. Oh joy! Everyone's favorite power-up, except I actually do like it, even though I was having trouble earlier with Toy Time Galaxy. But yeah, we have this whole segment here with Matter Splatter, which is pretty neat, where we're basically climbing up this forming platform section as it goes on. And you could, if you're good about it, depending on where you are, and depending on what platforms are going to be appearing, you can be really good about trying to jump early. And let's see if I do it here. Nope. There is a pendulum right here. Pendulum platform. Now, granted, I don't think I would have been able to spring high enough, but supposedly if I were able to, I would have been able to get up there from underneath without having to wait for it to fully form, and that would have been really cool. Because, like, right here... Oh, wait! Oh! Never mind. Because the platforms right here, they weren't formed yet, but they still ended up blocking me off. I could have sworn that for those, that when they are not there, and if I go fast enough, I can actually go through it. I guess I was wrong. Anyways, we can just skip that whole segment right there and just go straight to the pipe here. And then we reach our final segment, which is basically just a simple little platforming sequence. You can go ahead and get all the star bits ahead of time, though, which, granted, may not be the best of ideas, because the star bits are on areas of the platforms where you know stuff is going to form. So if you don't want to do what I'm doing right now, and you want to try and have a little more leniency in knowing what's going to form, you can just wait and not get those star bits. But then again, this whole segment isn't really that much of a challenge to begin with. The most difficult part I just took care of right there. Like, if you don't take care of those Magikoopas right then and there, then they're probably going to give you a little bit of trouble, because they're going to keep on disappearing and reappearing in inconvenient areas and firing off fireballs. Now let's see, if I wait on this one, I want to say, yep, there's a platform that appears right here, and you can just long jump straight to it. And with this, we can take a right here and do a little bit of jumping. And then, there we go. That's the end of Matter Splatter. Probably one of my more favorite, if not my absolute favorite, of the side galaxies that are inside the domes themselves. Alright, 101 stars. We are 19 away from endgame. Let's go ahead and take care of some more of these. Now, the garden itself doesn't have a Bowser galaxy, because mainly this whole galaxy is meant to be seen as the final coup de grace, I guess. More of a celebration of, hey, you were able to do all this stuff in Galaxy. Now it's time for us to really challenge you and see how you do. Because everything up till now, granted, it's still a good enough challenge, but Garden Galaxy, or the Garden Dome, I should say, is where they leave more of the challenging galaxies. They have a lot more interesting challenges. I mean, just look at this. As soon as we enter Dreadnought Galaxy, we have all these laser beams that are just pointing right at us, ready to kill us. Now, right now, we're not hearing the full rendition of this song right now, but... Whoa! Aw, man, I thought I was gonna get that. Damn. I thought I somehow managed to MacGyver that so well that I was gonna be able to long jump straight into the launch star without having to use the spring. Man, I'm sad now. But Dreadnought Galaxy... Dreadnought Galaxy, if I were to compare it to any of the previous galaxies, in terms of what it's supposed to be, it's basically the Battle Rock Galaxy for the garden. Especially with the music that plays later on. Like, we're not hearing it with this particular mission. Like, right now, we're just hearing the underground theme. But there are other missions later on where we hear the Battle Rock theme. And so I usually get Battle Rock vibes out of this one. Honestly, in general, I feel like Dreadnought Galaxy is supposed to be a more mechanized version of Battle Rock in general. Because that's kind of what it is. Battle Rock is more of a, they built a fortress into a rock planet, while Dreadnought is more of a Death Star, we built a planet. A planet fortress. And I think conceptually that's pretty cool, especially with the whole galactic vibe of everything. I mean, for all we know, Nintendo did get inspiration from Star Wars for this, but I doubt they would admit to it. I will say, though, in terms of the Dreadnought Galaxy itself, granted we haven't gotten very much into it yet, but I feel like Dreadnought kind of has the same vibe as Battle Rock in terms of my opinion of it, where it's not bad. It's not bad at all, but I would say that there are definitely better galaxies in my personal opinion. But I know that a lot of people, when they are usually thinking of favorite galaxies, Dreadnought is usually one of the ones that a lot of people like to bring up as a particular favorite. Alright, and here we go. For a second I thought I was about to dive bomb into those spikes. Mario was taking a second to register. Oh wow, I never knew I could do that. So, I never knew. Huh. I didn't know that you could actually hold on to the bob-ombs while jumping on these things. I also like this, how if you're landing on the platforms, each segment goes away. That is actually really cool. Oh, you know what? Okay, okay. So you're supposed to take a bob-omb and bring it up here and break that cage. Otherwise, you're not able to break it and get that 1-up. Okay. I'm kind of surprised I never thought to do that before. You know what? That's probably because there are bob-ombs right up here. And you can literally just take one down and bring it over here. That's probably why I never thought to do it. But that is interesting. If you're fast enough about it, you can actually bring a bob-omb from the bottom and bring it up. That's very interesting. Never thought to do that. Now, before I jump into that, there are these coins over here, but there's also a block right over here, and I want to see what's inside of there. It's probably just star bits. Oh no, it's coins. Huh. I don't know why they thought to put that there, especially considering how in this game coins are, aside from just bringing your health up, kind of useless. Again, I'm glad that for Galaxy 2 they at least came up with the idea of having Lumas that you feed coins to, because that at least made it feel like coins had more of a purpose. But even then, overall, coins in Galaxy, there's not much of a point to it. Like, at all. Anyways, we got a segment here where we gotta drag a bullet bill to this cage. And then... little guy fell in. But then as soon as we do this, the water raises, some platforms raise, and then... I don't know why, but we have these death laser beams that come down. And we're going to be using these as platforms as well. Yeah, here we go. We got Battle Rock music playing now. I think this is Battle Rock anyways. Oh, hold up. What the heck? Wait a minute. This is a platform? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is a platform? I never knew this. I never knew this was a platform. I always saw this thing on the lower part of the planet before you break the cage. And I always saw it and was like, what is the point of this thing? It does nothing. I never knew it was a platform. Wow. Wow. After all these years and seeing other people play the game, I never knew that that was there. Damn. Just goes to show there's always new stuff that you can find when playing old games. Just depends on how you choose to play them. Because I know this time around, playing this game, I've been a lot more explorative than usual. Just because I'm just trying to enjoy myself with this game that I played to death as a kid. And when Mario Galaxy 2 came out, I played that thing to death as well. But I was always more of a pseudo speedrunner for those. Like, as a kid, I had a memory card for these games, obviously, but I would purposefully try and figure out the fastest way to reach Bowser as quick as I could. And that would usually involve minimizing whatever stars I'm getting early on while trying to maximize whatever ones I get at the end. And that would usually result in me skipping a lot of galaxies. Like, for the terrace, I would probably only tackle Good Egg and maybe one of the other galaxies. Then I would go straight to... Hello, Lavina. But I would go straight to, Bowser. Or Bowser Jr., I should say. And then I would go to the fountain, do a couple there, go to Bowser, and then so on and so forth until I reached Bowser himself at the end. Now, obviously, I still needed to get 60 stars, but I think the way that I went about it, I would always still end up with 60 stars by the time I got to the engine room. Or by the time I did the Bowser Jr. stuff in the engine room anyways. I like this segment of Dreadnought Galaxy, though, where, for no reason at all, we have all these miniature chain chomps. And as soon as you take them out, they all explode into tiny star bits. Only individual ones, though. It's not like a... I would have liked it if we got 3 of each. But oh well, you take what you can get. Now, I do not know if we are about to approach a certain other mission. But if we are, then oh boy. Because we're about to see the other reason why I am not that big a fan of Dreadnought Galaxy. If that is the case. I see a Bob-omb there. I don't know if that's a sign for what's to come. Hold up, there's star bits up there. What was that in the shape of? It looked like it was in the shape of an X. Get out of here, Bob-omb. Seeing as how we're collecting quite a few star bits here, I have a feeling that this is probably going to be the mission that has the dreaded secondary mission. Alright, no, we're just going straight into the next thing, so it's not going to be until the next mission. Thank God. At the same time, though, for a second I was about to turn Australian there. At the same time, though, we are about to do... We're getting a sneak peek right now of what the purple coin mission for Dreadnought Galaxy is. With this whole platforming sequence. And hoo boy, that is something that I am not looking forward to. I know that alongside Toy Time Galaxy's Luigi purple coin, Dreadnought Galaxy's purple coin is probably the other one that gave me the most trouble as a kid. And I think that was mainly just because of my impatience, though. Granted, though, at the same time, one of the things that you need to keep in mind for this whole segment is that Mario is still technically on a 3D plane. So, you can actually move in a 360 movement. I would try and recommend moving left and right only as much as you can, but things may end up happening that are going to misalign you and are going to mess you up. And when it comes to the purple coin mission, that can mean everything. Like, look, I just whiffed that block right there because I think I was not perfectly aligned with it. So yeah, not looking forward to the purple coin mission for this one. Overall, I would say, aside from maybe the first mission for Dreadnought, basically the rest of the missions for Dreadnought, I'm not that big a fan of. I think that's just the main thing about Dreadnought, as well as like Battle Rock Galaxy, is that the missions themselves, I'm just not... Okay. Was not trying to have that happen, but okay. Ay, ay, ay. And I just electrocuted myself. Great. But yeah, overall, I'm not a big fan of the missions that come with Battle Rock and Dreadnought. So I think that's the reason why I look at these with a dislike. And alright, we can go ahead and get our star. If I can actually reach it. There we go. Ugh, sorry about that. I was drinking some water, and then I just spilled some of my water on myself. Joy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, here we go. It's time for Dreadnought Purple Coins. Looking forward to this. Here's hoping that just like Toy Time Galaxy, I'm able to do this in less than 10 tries. Or maybe less than 1 try if possible. That'd be wonderful. Like, just to give you an idea of how much a challenge this is potentially going to be, they start the mission by giving you a mushroom to extend your health, and then they give you a 1-up. They are expecting you to fail this a number of times. And here's the other thing about this mission. Remember how I said you have 360 movement? You can easily end up missing coins because of that. But that's not the worst part. There's some sections later on that force you to move 3D. So you have to purposefully misalign yourself and then try and recenter yourself. Like right here. You gotta get these ones and then recenter yourself and hope to God that you're center enough. Otherwise, you're screwed. Like, you're just screwed. And you also got to keep up with the platform is the other thing. Because just like that, I died. Yep. Because I hesitated and took too long. I didn't keep up with the platform. Yeah, this mission is not very forgiving. Now, one of the things that I have yet to see any proof on, because granted I haven't looked it up myself, but every time I've seen somebody mention it, is that there is a single sling star at the end of this purple coin mission that is hanging off to the side, just barely visible when you get to the end of this area. But there is a singular sling star. And I don't think it's available in the regular mission for this as well. I have never seen what happens when you hit that sling star. So, oh boy, here we go. But yeah. I don't know what happens when you hit that sling star, so I don't know if I am going to take a chance and try and get that sling star and see what it has, or see where it takes me. Because a lot of people hypothesize anyways, or have said that they believe that it probably brings you back to the beginning of this whole platforming segment so that you can have a second go at it and try and get whatever purple coins you missed. Now, if that's the case, that's very nice. But again, no one's proved it. So I don't know if that's the case. Careful now, Mario. Careful. Alright, let's realign ourselves. And let's go. Hopefully we'll get through this segment a bit better. Let's see, do that. There we go. Back on the platform. Want to avoid the cannon shells. Alright, and we are past where we were last time. Good. And I haven't missed any, so that's very good. This segment right here, though, can get pretty damn tricky. Because you're supposed to hold up and down to move on the platform. But you might not know that immediately. And then there's this last segment where everything's inverted before it reverts itself. So, as soon as I flip onto this platform, this is the final run. We gotta see if I can do it. And we got ourselves a good number of coins that they are purposefully grouping together on these platforms. Alright, as long as I don't screw up here, we'll be good. The last 5 are right over here. Well, the last 4, I should say. And no, I didn't miss any, because as soon as we get on that launch star, there is going to be the last purple coin. That's the other thing. There are no extra purple coins in this area. But you can see right here, there's that sling star. I need to know what happens when I hit it. Because it has been a question that's plagued me for so long after seeing it so many times. I gotta be very careful, though. Let's see if I can long jump to it. Alright, no, that platform's in the way. No, Mario! No, no, no! Spin, spin, spin! Ah, I missed it. Now I'm gonna have to try it again. See, the problem with it is that it's really hard to get to that sling star as well, because that platform, the spring, is taking up the space. And as soon as you hit it, you're getting launched up into the launch star. And the launch star is going to have you gravitate towards the center. And I was trying to hold to the side there so that I wouldn't get gravitated to it. But it launches you up too fast. So that's the problem that I'm facing with it. And I don't want to just collect the 100 coins and then just get the star. Because I need to figure out, I need to know what happens. Like it's something for lost generations to know about. Kind of like how I was just watching a video earlier today, kind of like how there's the whole rumor in the Monster Hunter community that the Deviljho can supposedly eat his tail, but there's never once been proven evidence by it. It's apparently been mentioned by Capcom when he was first revealed as a monster for Monster Hunter 3, or Tri, I should say. It was a thing that they mentioned in passing, that the Deviljho can eat his tail. But no one has ever been able to truly prove that the Deviljho eats his tail. People love to make up videos about it where they place meat by the tail and try and make it so that it looks like the Deviljho's eating the tail. But it's never been proven. Alright, so we got ourselves our 99 purple coins here. Careful, Mario, careful, careful. Let's get those star bits. And let's see if I can use the spring to get over to it. No! 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 Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They purposefully place that sling star there to make you be curious and be like, oh, I wonder where that leads me. Maybe it takes me back to the beginning of the level. That'd be really helpful to get any sort of purple coins that I missed. No. That thing is there to purposefully make it so that you do not get the last purple coin. That is pure evil. Nintendo. That is pure fucking evil. You mad bastards. That is... Honestly... Honestly, I cannot even be mad at that. Like, that was such a dickish thing. But the fact that that Sling Star is only in this mission. Only in this mission. You don't see it in the regular mission. You only see it for this purple coin mission. The fact that they placed that there. Oh my god, that is evil. But it's genius. It's a genius evil. Oh my god. That, oh. Oh my, careful, Mario. Honestly, I'm in shock at the fact that they did that. Because, like, legit. I'm doing this without that much input now. Like, I'm at 95. I long jump over here. I got the 99. I just need to get to the launch star. Not the Sling Star. The launch star. I just need to get over there. Easy as pie. There we go. Didn't even need the spring. Got the last coin. But that Sling Star. They put that Sling Star there so that they purposefully make you think, oh gee, I wonder what the purpose of that is. Maybe I'll try and long jump over there. Oh, I died. I'm going to have to get the 99 purple coins again. Alright. I'm over here again. Let me try it again. Alright. I got in the Sling Star this time. Nice. And then they pull the bullshit. Where you see Mario just sail right past that final purple coin being like, hey, how you doing? Bye-bye. And then they have the gall to make that Gizmo character just say, hey, you missed a coin. Die! That was so evil. That was so evil. But I love it. Because that is a legit, hilarious dick move for a game developer to do. And I could totally see myself putting something like that in there for any sort of gamers to try and pull. Oh my god. Oh no. I forgot about this. I thought I had to get a Hungry Luma to do this one. I forgot. So here's the other reason that I hate Dreadnought Galaxy. The bomb mission. As I mentioned before, the Battle Rock Galaxy bomb mission made it so that it was the sole reason that I was not able to 100% this game. That single star is the only reason that I've never been able to do it. So, with that being said, you'd think that I've been able to do this one. But here's the problem. I have done it. But this one's harder, technically. I somehow did the harder one, but couldn't do the supposedly easier one. I'm pretty damn sure that for this one, you have to chain bombs together. Like, you have to chain them together somehow. I don't know if that's the case. I imagine it is. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like, you have to chain them somehow. And I'm sure I already screwed this up. But we can see what happens here. I'm sure that I'm not getting this. Nope. Nope. That second bomb didn't even have enough time to blow up at all. And I was hoping that he was going to chain the third one somehow, but I guess it wasn't close enough in the blast radius. Even though it looked like it was. So, alright, here we go. And already off to a you know what? Nope. Jump in the pipe. That was already a bad start. That was already a bad start. Mario just wanting to stay stuck on this thing rather than going around it. Already a bad sign. A bad sign. And it's already taking me more tries than the first one, where I did it in just 2 tries. Yeah. Ain't that funny? So let's see how we do here. Now, I know that the idea is that you want to try and go for the lights here, where the coin button things are. I don't know if that Bob-omb's going to be close enough or not. Hopefully, though, I have enough time with this where I can chain these two together and yes! 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 Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, you do not understand how much joy that brings me. You do not understand how much joy that brings me to know that I did that in, what, 4 tries? 5 tries? Something like that? I was expecting... I planned on having this star be my last one to end off this stream. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do the Top Man one anyways as well. I planned on having this one be the end for my stream because I was expecting this to take way longer. Way longer. Like, I had a feeling that even though I did the first one in just 2 tries, the one that I never completed as a kid, I did that in 2 tries. I still knew somehow that this one was going to cause me way more trouble. But I am so glad. I am so glad that I only did that in like 5 tries at most. That feels good. Like, no joke, that feels so good. That's good. God is good, God is good. Alright, so, since that took a lot less time than I thought, I'm gonna go ahead and just do this last mission, and, depending on what the comet is, I think the comet for this is a Daredevil comet, I'll do this mission, and if that is a Daredevil, I'll go ahead and do that one as well, and then I think I'm gonna probably call it quits for the night. But in the meantime, we can just go ahead and go about this as usual. Now, for this area, I know that we gotta collect these blue chips. Because, for some reason, I don't know why this is. As soon as we collect the last blue chip here, which we need this guy for, I'm pretty sure. Because, yeah, I just did a backflip jump and I still couldn't reach it. A triple jump might reach it, though, I'm not sure. But for some reason, you need to collect the blue chips to have the launch star appear. I don't get why. That's kind of odd. Now, I will say, as much crap as I'm giving Dreadnought, I actually do like this final mission, where you're... Not necessarily the boss fight, because the boss fight is literally, again, another thing that just reminds me of Battle Rock even more. Where it's just, okay, I'm about to... There we go. I see so many people end up getting caught on that one bullet cannon all the time. And I was about to fall victim to it myself. I did fall victim to it. But usually I see a lot more people get hit a lot more than that. But yeah, this final Dreadnought mission, I for the most part enjoy. I like this last segment too, especially, where you're going through what is... kind of feels like, I guess, the last defenses of this galaxy, where it's a whole bunch of these just platform, or like a death ray things, whatever you want to call them. And oh god. Wait, how did that hit me? I was standing on this. Why did that hit me? That was bull. But overall, I will say, despite the first 2 missions, which I genuinely don't care about the first 2 missions, especially the second one, though that's more because of the purple coin comet than the regular mission itself. I will say, even though I dislike most of Dreadnought, this last one is for the most part good. Especially since we get to have one last match against Top Man himself. Even though he's a really easy boss fight. Like, really easy. Like, so easy that they gave you 2 opportunities to get some red mushrooms to increase your health. And then you have a third option right here if you want to, which I'm not going to bother. I'm not even going to get a 1-up, because since this is going to be my last couple missions, assuming that Daredevil comes right after this, even if it is a Daredevil, my lives are just going to reset by the end of this anyways, once I turn the game off. Which I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like, I have 50 lives right now. But I assure you that if this were any other time, or if I was doing this game from beginning to end, I should say, that I'd probably be well over 100 lives right now. Like, well over 100 lives. Now, I will say, this Top Man challenge is a tiny bit tougher, because I think the entire time those spiky top men are there, instead of just the small ones, like how it was in the first one. Whereas for the first one, it would have the spiky ones only pop up in the last phase. This one, it appeared to have been all phases. So if you're not paying attention, you could maybe get yourself hit. But again, I don't think it's that challenging at all. Now, let's see if that Daredevil comet's popped up. And, nope, that looks to have not popped up. So you know what? Even though I said that I might call it quits here, I think I'm gonna, real quick, just head on down. And I'll see about getting that comet to activate. And if it's a Daredevil comet, then we'll go ahead and do it. If it's not, well, I'm probably still gonna do it, because I went out of my way to do this. Acting like I'm just gonna blue ball you guys for no reason. Yeah, no, let's go ahead and see if we can get a prankster comet to show up there. I'm kind of surprised it didn't just show up right away, because usually, most of the time, every time I've gone to a galaxy, after doing the final galaxy, a purple coin would show up. Or, like, a comet in general would show up. So, like, especially towards these endgame ones, I would be clearing out the entire thing right away. I'm going to fly up this time, because I want to fly up. And also, there's a 1-up all the way up at the top of the Comet Observatory. I really do like just flying around the Comet Observatory, though. Like, it's really nice. Because you get to see everything the observatory has to offer, and you just get to feel like you're really flying through space. Like, I'm just flying all around. I'm not even looking at the observatory itself, but you can see all this stuff out here. You see the stars themselves. You see whatever this giant planet beneath is. You see this, what's probably a sun off in the distance. But then you can also explore all the smaller aspects of the observatory itself. You can fly around with the Lumas themselves and just live your life as a flying boy, a happy flying Italian plumber boy. I love this game. I'm so happy that I chose to do this. And a Speedy Comet. So it's not a Daredevil Comet. Now, I don't recall what the Speed Comet is, though. Is it for the Top Man? Because I could have sworn. Yeah, Top Man Tribe Speedrun. Huh. I was expecting this to be a Daredevil challenge, not a speedrun. Interesting. Well, alright. I doubt it's going to be that hard, because the Speedrun Comet is not hard at all. There are going to be a few things that are different, though, like this time. I think we need to go underneath. No? Okay, no. No, I had it wrong. We need to just get this guy to come up here. Lure him up here this time, because last time he was just up here automatically. And it's not like we have one hit. So it's not like it's a mixture between a Daredevil and a speedrun, though that would be interesting. That would definitely be very interesting, having like a fusion comet challenge, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't try and do for like Galaxy 2. They just kept it they kept it the same for the most part, pretty much. Because I don't think there are ever any comet challenges where it's like it's both a speed run and a Daredevil, or it's a speed run and like a fast foe, or anything like that. I don't think it was anything like that at all. So that's kind of lame, I guess. Though granted, I'm sure a lot of people would find some form of complaint to provide over that, I'm sure. Anyways, there are a couple things different about this particular mission, though. Like how we have, like I mentioned earlier, the first planet, we had to lure the guy from the side to the top because there was Spiky Boy here instead at the top. And this time for this one, we have Spiky Boy following us on this planet as well. Now, I don't think there's anything different about this one, though. In fact, I think you can, yeah, you can still get extended health for this segment as well if you wanted. They don't even get rid of it. Let's do this, and I'm not gonna fall for it this time. I fell for it this time, too. I thought that I had enough time to get between, but I guess not. And let's see if... Nope. I was going to see if I could somehow just force myself to drag over here without touching that mine and then just drop my way into it. But nope. Oh well. Wow, I actually used up all 3 of my health on this. I'm being a lot more reckless this time around than I should be. I don't think there's a Koopa shell here either, so you can't open up these chests. I'm just being super reckless this time, though. I'm just letting myself get hit practically. But, just like that, we're already at the end of this one. And we're going to be facing Top Man again, which I doubt is going to be any different or more difficult at all. We still have over 3 minutes to beat this thing. And if it's taking me 3 minutes to take out this guy, then that's going to be shameful. That's going to be absolutely shameful. And yeah, he did start with the other spiky topman right off the bat. Oh dear. This is a bad sign. This is already a very bad sign. I didn't get hit the first time, but this time I am. That's already not at all a good sign. Come on, get over here. Then we spin. Then I said we spin. We spin. Mario! There we go. Good God, Mario's just trying to prove me wrong right now. I should not have jinxed myself at the beginning of this stream back in, what, Toy Time, I think it was, where I said, oh, this run's going really good. I should, just shut my mouth, you know? But, thank God I at least didn't die there. And with that, we have 107 stars. So that leaves only 13 left in this final area with the garden. And I believe 1 more Hungry Luma. So with that, we're going to hold off on these 2 and then the Hungry Luma. And I'm going to call it a day for this session, so thanks anybody who showed up for this session. Hope you have a good day, and I will see you next time.